Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing well, and welcome to day 60 of reading 101 essays that will change the way you think. As always, shout out to Brianna West for the text. If you're new here, welcome. Longtime supporter, welcome. Tuning in once in a while, welcome. I appreciate every single one of you. So today's title is How to Become the Kind of Person Who Deserves the Life You Want. We're conditioned to believe that there is only so much happiness to go around. Beginning at a young age, we're almost pitted against one another in the race for superiority. That mindset still seeps into our daily interactions and is certainly a pillar of the me-centric media culture we've created. We're taught that there are winners, there are losers, there are people who make it, there are people who don't, and you need to be someone who does. There are only so many positions, so many success stories, so many opportunities to make the life you want. You need to choose from the human catalog of physical success and fight for a limited edition lifestyle. We settle ourselves into the idea that happiness and success are things that somebody else bestows upon us. Bosses give jobs, lovers commit to forever. No wonder we constantly feel out of control. No wonder we suffer so much at the hand of what we assumed we wanted. Wanting is the ugliest thing you can do. It keeps your experience in a state of not having. It keeps good things at a distance. You get what you most want when you don't want it anymore. When you shift your mindset and your experience of already having, you naturally create and attract things that align with your idea of yourself. Acceptance is the root of abundance. We live in a society of want. We don't need these things, we just want more. We want more clothes, more money, more vacation, somebody more beautiful, whatever it is. All we do is we want more. It's just want when we don't need these things. The things you generally want rarely have to be thought out. Putting labels and words and ideas to them is creating an image of something that's pure and essentially yourself. The way we get the most tripped up is when our ideas don't evolve as our beings do, and we create what we want while still being attached to an old idea. This is how you let go of those ideas. These are the things nobody will teach you about doing so. These are the ways you carry yourself out of the life somebody else constructed for you. How you stop fighting and tearing apart old ideas and start creating new ones. These are the things you need to know to become the person who deserves the life you most genuinely want, not the life that somebody else wants for you. There are ways to pay the rent. There's no way to make somebody love you if they don't. Creating the moment-to-moment, day-to-day life you want with the people you want happens one job and month of rent and load of laundry and sink of dishes and electrical bill at a time. Adults don't do these things just to do them. These things are freedom. They are holding your own roof above your head. They are reducing yourself to the single notion that nothing matters more than your peace of mind. Leave if you have to leave. There is rarely an excuse to remain with people who don't love or accept you. There are ways to survive. There are second jobs and extra hours and rooms that kind of people are willing to rent or share. But these things are reserved for the people who place their mental well-being over immediate convenience. These are reserved for the people who deserve them and who know they deserve a space or a room or home or apartment in which they decide what is and not acceptable for their lives. You deserve exactly what you think that you deserve. It could be in a relationship, a physical house, a job, friendships, whatever it is, you have the choice. You have the choice to get out of there, to leave. But you don't want to be inconvenienced of being single. You want the convenience of always having somebody that you can talk to, somebody you can go on dates with. You want the convenience of saying, yeah, I have a girlfriend. When that said girlfriend is also causing you so much stress and so many problems. But you deserve to be treated that way. You have to be conscious enough to understand that you don't. You don't deserve to be treated that way. And you can leave at any time. Nobody's forcing you to stay in that relationship. You have free will. And you can't just accept things in your life, because I feel like a lot of us, we just accept it. We accept that I'm this way. We accept that I'm stuck in this job forever. You can go back to school. You can get a new degree and get a new job. You can drop out of school and go into a new program if you wanted to. But I feel like a lot of us, we just accept. We accept things for how they are when we can't control them. Because yeah, of course, things that we cannot control, we control how we react to it. But things that we can directly control, we have no other choice but to control it. You are not supposed to always be happy and certain and stable. If you were, it wouldn't be such a struggle. Transcending the pain of humanness is one thing and one thing only: allowing yourself to be it. The struggle is trying to escape that which is inevitable. Surrendering to it is not accepting defeat. It's being honest. It's being real and messy and gorgeous and tortured and darkly nuanced and glimmeringly hopeful. That's where we're meant to be. The only thing we really want to transcend is the inability to be what we are as we are it. There's just as much value in the negative space. Not every second of your life has to be filled. A packed agenda is not success. Living to work as opposed to working to live is not a quality of life. Things are not split into times in which you're doing something that other people can quantify, and times you're doing nothing. It's all important. We shouldn't be living to work. We should be working to live the lives we want. It's like a lot of us, we make money to let it sit in the bank account. We make money and we don't live our lives. We feel like, oh, I work so hard for what? You work so hard so you can live the life you want. Recently, I was debating whether or not I should go to one of my friends' wedding. One of my friends is having a wedding in New York City, and it's expensive to get there and it's expensive to stay there. And all I could think of was money, right? Am I living just to work, or do I work so that I can live? And then I came to the decision, I haven't RSVP'd yet. I have to RSVP in like 2 days whether or not I'm going to the wedding. But I've decided to go and not think about the money. And yeah, I'm not saying to be stupid with your money, to blow your money, but if I play my cards right, I can go to this wedding and not completely go dead broke. I have to save a little bit more in some areas of my life, and then I will be able to go in good conscience, right? So it's, are you just living just to work, or do you work to live the life you want? Your deepest revelations happen in silent moments with yourself. Being crowded with people and appointments and ideas and creative outpourings wouldn't be so profound and stunning if there weren't also moments of aloneness and nothingness and mental drought. The context of things matters just as much as they do. The focal point of a piece of art wouldn't exist without the negative space to frame it. Unfortunately, nothing and nobody can hand you your happiness. Fortunately, nothing and nobody can take it away. You'd want to write that one off as the oldest mind trick in the book, and yet, but still, we're still seeking, even though we know better. We're fighting our nature to grow and expand and enlighten, and seek and create in place of the idea that it's just meant to come to us. It's as though we apply the ideas of wanting and trying in completely wrong directions. Time is not linear in the way we perceive it. Everything is happening at once. You call into your experience that which you need and that which you are. You're never with and you're never without. You'll never receive and you'll never lose. You always were, you always are. That knowing is the foundation on which the real magic occurs. You're responsible for your life. You're responsible for your happiness. Nobody is responsible for it. Nobody can give it to you, and nobody can take it away from you. And a lot of the time that's what happens. We put our happiness into people, or we put our happiness into things, into career. And when it's gone, we're unhappy. We don't know who we are anymore. We lose that job. We lose ourselves. We lose that partner. We lose ourselves. And that's the problem. We're putting our happiness, putting our well-being into something external. And it has to come from us. Happy is boring. Beautiful is boring. People aren't interested or attracted to just happy and beautiful. They're interested in people who are interested in things, who are different looking, who have stories and ideas and mindsets that mirror and complement their own. Nobody wants a person who gets mad if they convolutedly believe somebody insinuated that they're fat. They want a person who says, fat is not a thing you are, it is a thing you have. And even if that weren't the case, even if I were fat, who cares? Love is more than pretending you look and behave and live a certain way. The universe whispers until it screams. Your body whispers until it screams. Bad feelings are not meant to be staved off. They are meant to be inconveniencing. They are you, or something greater than you, telling yourself something is not right. Your gut voice will never go ignored. It will project out and eventually turn into big, loud external voices that demand you pay attention. Learn to listen while it's little. The most hilariously ironic thing of life is that you have the most success doing what feels right. Following our genuine happiness, our internal peace, is our only real responsibility. The people who love what they do are always more successful than the people who work hard or claim to. There's an X factor you can't mimic when you do something you're genuinely passionate about. You tap into an otherwise untouchable energy. Your identity does not have to be cohesive. Your story doesn't have to flow. You don't have to be neatly packaged in a way that other people understand. You have to stop living for your synopsis, the summary we try to piece together in our minds when we imagine people explaining us or evaluating who we are. It doesn't have to make sense. You're allowed to be great at a lot of things that don't necessarily relate to one another. You're not limited to just one purpose, one talent, one love. You can have a variety of jobs, each of them meaningful at the time you have them. You can be good at a lot of things without lacking in others. You don't have to be a novel. You can be a book of stories. You don't have to merge your coexisting truths and dull your shine just so it makes sense to a small-minded person who wants you to fit into a narrow understanding of what they're comfortable with. You do not have to only be what other people are comfortable with. You can do and be whoever you want. Because a lot of the time, we care too much about the narrative. We care too much about the story that we tell people. We tell people, oh yeah, I'm working on this dream that I have. And people are going to call you crazy for it. We're worried about the narrative of, oh, they're chasing after some wild dream of theirs. They're never going to achieve it. We're afraid of telling people that, oh, I'm working on this business. And we're afraid that people are going to judge us and people are going to talk about us. But you can do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. You often do not know what's best for your life. Predicting your future does not make it more guaranteed to happen. It just closes you off. It gets you attached to an idea that you only want to be reality because you're attached to it. The context of our attachment matters little in comparison to just wanting to be correct, to be in control, to feel as though we know what's best and we're succeeding by virtue of living out that which we just knew would happen. Nobody in the history of the world looks back on their life and says, yes, this is exactly what I thought would happen. But many people look around one day and say, yeah, I knew this is what I was meant for. But the details always surprised me. We can't be so stuck on, this is the way. This is my path. It's, you want to get to the top of the mountain, but your initial plan is never going to go to plan. It's the same end goal, it's the same destination, but you tweak, you pivot, and you shift when challenges arise. When life happens, you make do with what you have. The cards that you have, you play them. You play them, but the end goal is always to win. The end goal is always the same. Things will work out better than you could have chosen or designed them in your unknownness. However, it will seem as though everything's been shot to garbage. In the moments before you realize something better than you can fathom is coming to fruition, it will seem like every plan you made and hope you had has been completely disregarded by whatever higher power you do or don't believe in. Have faith that you'll get more than you think you deserve. You have to become the person who deserves the life you want. Nobody ever got what they wanted by wanting it badly enough. Your life will unfold in direct proportion to how much you believe you deserve, not how much you think you should have, how much you believe you deserve. Whatever you deserve, you'll get, and your actions should and will follow. If you think you deserve a healthy relationship and you're in an unhealthy one, your actions will follow. You'll either try to create a healthy one in the one you're in, or you'll leave and wait until you can foster a healthy one with another person. You think you deserve a certain job. That's exactly what you're going to get for yourself. So you deserve exactly what you think you deserve. And then your actions will follow because you know that that's what you deserve. You don't settle for those things. You don't settle for those people, for those friends, relationships, career. You don't settle because you know that this isn't what you deserve. So tomorrow's title is Things We Expect of Others, but Rarely Consider Changing Ourselves. So I hope everyone enjoyed today's video. I hope you have a great rest of your night. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 61.